feel like an idiot wearing this. Okay. Put on a real shirt. Oh no, that one's a little stupid. It's hot here in Vegas, so don't blame me. But okay, so today, I'm kind of doing the vlog thing again. Well, I said kinda, I am. I wanted to talk about the topic of depression and my depression in particular, and kind of explain why I was gone for so long, like in detail. And I guess I just jump right into it. About Okay, so I don't know. I've had depression for a long time, but never as bad as I feel like the age of kind of late 15 to late 16 is like really hard for everyone. And clinical depression on top of that is like terrible because it just amplifies it. And I was going through rough relationship, all the emotions and drama that comes with that, you know, and breaking up and everything, and then I was just totally in a terrible place, and it's really hard, you know. I'm gonna try and stop looking at the screen and the audio levels. I'm just making sure I'm not blowing your guys' ears out. But yeah, it's hard, dude. It's for those that don't have depression, and especially those that don't have depression and have people in their life who do. I want to kind of describe it. So it's like a wave, you know? That's like the most common analogy I think I've heard, is that it's a wave. It's like you're in an ocean, like you're laying down on the beach, you know, like right at the water's edge, and you kind of feel it coming on, like you feel the water running in between your toes or whatever. It's like coming up, and then, you know, it just kind of, for me, every time I feel it coming on, every time I feel the you know, like I feel the wave coming, you know, it's just this dread of like, oh my god, like in a couple of weeks I'm not even gonna be able to I'm not gonna be able to function, and it's scary. But you know, as the wave comes over you, you know, sometimes it doesn't come all the way over to you. Sometimes it just makes it up to like here, and then you can kind of pull yourself out of it. But other times it drowns you, and it feels like you're drowning in yourself, and it's like, you know, just total, it feels like you're in like molasses or something, but like emotionally, like you're just drowning in just this thick like bog of like, I can't think, I have no motivation to do anything. I don't even want to get up in the morning. I don't even, you know, I guess you don't want to be alive because I don't know why. That's just how you feel. That's you know, no matter how happy or whatever you are, if the wave comes, you know, you drown in it. If it gets rough enough, you can't make it out, you know. So you just kind of, you know, hold your breath, and in this analogy, I guess holding your breath would be just kind of hanging in there, you know, not doing anything irrational, not committing suicide. Like I try and beat around the idea because it's hard to talk about and it's hard to just say. But then, you know, I want to be real with you, so you know what I'm talking about, first of all. But yeah, you just hold your breath and you just try and take it day by day. But literally, a lot of people, my depression, you just want to sleep. because when you're asleep, you're not alive, you know what I'm saying? You're not dealing with life in that moment. Sleeping is like awesome. But also, it's the reason it's kind of a spiral, I call it spiraling depression, is because being depressed makes you depressed. You don't want to be this way. People who are depressed don't want to be this way. Except for those, there are people out there, and it ruins other people who actually have depression's lives, because the support isn't there from the people around you, because the people who fake that they have depression and who want that attention that comes with it ruin it for everyone who needs that support, who needs people to be there for them, because those people in turn don't take you seriously. And there's nothing worse than the feeling of your emotions and what you're feeling being nullified, like they don't exist, like what you're saying isn't real. It's the worst feeling ever to have people invalidate your feelings. And so if you personally have people in your life who have it, it's hard, because I've had friends going through the same thing, and then I'm on an upswing, right now, and they'll be on a downswing, and they're just feeling awful, and you say things that you don't mean, but in that moment you mean, like, it's what you're feeling, it's your reality, it's all you know is what you're saying. These people who cut themselves, there's people who burn themselves, there's people who do whatever, suicide attempts, and they say things that sound super irrational, but in their mind, in that moment, that's what their head's filled with. The stuff they're saying, as annoying it is, as annoying as it is to you, that's running through their head at that moment. Nothing but those thoughts. What they're saying is those thoughts, and it's not their fault. They're not thinking that because they want to, it's not on purpose. It's what's in their head, it's their reality. And like I said, if it's annoying to you, imagine how terrible it is for them, because that's what they have to deal with 24/7, constantly flooding their mind. And that's why they don't want to deal with it. They don't want to be that way. They don't want, like I said, it's like a spiral. You once you start getting depressed, then it's really hard to come back up, because you just keep getting worse and worse. Being depressed makes you depressed. And thinking that all the time, and everything, it wears you down badly. And there are, whatever, happy pills, whatever, medication and stuff that can help, but a lot of the times, there's so many different types of antidepressants that it can be hard to find one that actually works consistently for you. So I got prescribed. I'm actually gonna get them for you. These are 3 different medications I was given, and different doses as well. And as you can hear and you can see, I haven't taken them. Not all of them. I've tried all of them, but I didn't finish them. I hated the way it made me feel. I hated losing my appetite. You lose your ability to feel for other people. Like, you feel very kind of selfish, and you become a very angry person. And, I think it's worse to hurt other people than it is yourself. So I hated that. And I hate taking medication, And so I quit about 3 months ago, and it's been better. I've had down days. I always have my down days. but I haven't really swung. I haven't felt the wave coming, you know? And when I do, it just touches my toes and then goes back in, you know? It's fine. But yeah, there are people who don't, and people who can't quit their medication. And that's probably the worst thing you can do. Like, don't if you're gonna quit your medication, quit it for good, and replace it with something. Replace it with therapy, replace it with support from people you have around you. You can't just stop because it's not working, because, you know, you have to keep taking it for it to work. It has to build up in your system, otherwise it won't work. But I was impatient. What I did wasn't smart, it wasn't right, but it ended up working for me. It was quitting. And yeah, I don't take medications anymore. I still have my down days, but it hasn't been bad, and that's mostly because of, yeah, kind of becoming cold, I guess. Like, not putting yourself in a situation in which you can have those feelings, like relationships and stuff. You kind of not taking on other people's problems as much as I used to. I still do. I'm still there for people, but not to the point where their problems become my problems. Not out of control, I guess. I'm more controlled in how because I'm a very empathetic person. I feel other people's feelings, and so I try not to take on as much from other people. I try and control it and make it so that it doesn't overwhelm me. And yeah, it was I got really, really bad when I stopped. And then every time I started feeling like I could, you know, the water never stopped touching me, basically. The wave analogy. The water never stopped touching me in that 7-month period. I was always down. It was just varying degrees of down. It was like, you know, my ups were like being less sad, less depressed, less absolutely drained. Because it drains you, you know, and that's another thing parents don't get about it, because, and other people, but they think you're lazy, and it's not because you want to. You want to get up and do stuff and feel better so much. That's all you want to do, is have that, be back normal, have that feeling again, but you can't control it. It's just like, it's literally draining. It drains your energy. It drains your emotional energy, your ability to feel and think things and want to do stuff. Motivation, most of all. That's the first thing that goes. And it's terrible. And if any of you, well, I say any of you, I know there are others out there, and especially on this channel, there are people who have depression. And just telling by your comments, I know that there are people out there who've been through the same things I've been through, and even worse. And I support you 100%. The thing you need to find is somebody that'll be there for you. Not a relationship, because relationships don't always last. And it's a risk. It's a really big risk. And if you lose that risk, it could send you spiraling so hard that you can't come out of it. So you need to find someone, you need to find friends that care about you. Because that's what got me through, was looking forward to seeing people. It kind of was like forced motivation. Like my friends always made me feel better. People that can make you laugh and make you forget about yourself, you know? And those are the people you need to surround yourself with. And I'm sorry for the length of this video, but it's just something that I needed to get out of the way. And like I said, doing this vlog thing is kind of like therapeutic for me. So yeah, I send my support, but I know it doesn't mean much coming from me, you know, somebody over the internet. But I want you, if you are having these problems, you need to find a therapist. Is someone you hire to be supportive, someone who you hire to listen to you and to make you feel better, but that doesn't work for everyone. So you need friends and family that can support you. You need to find them, and you need friends. That's another thing. That's how people go down paths of drugs and stuff, because they want to escape from that state of mind, those thoughts, those irrational thoughts. They want to escape from so bad they use crazy hard drugs, not just marijuana, not just alcohol, but it's a path you go down. It's you try and self-medicate with drugs. Don't do that. If you're gonna self-medicate, take the shit they give you first and have that support. It works so much better than drugs, because that'll only, your normal that you want to get back to will go away. And the only way you can not have those thoughts and not be depressed is by having the drugs. And it'll just ruin you. It'll burn you out. Believe me. So, yeah. Thank you for watching, and I hope I've left something on you, either if you have depression or you know someone who has it, and I've been on that fence of dealing with someone who has depression, and they seem absolutely crazy, like you can't do anything to make them feel better, and it's just so frustrating. But you have to keep supporting them, because, like I said, the shit they're saying to you is what they're hearing in their head constantly. So if it's bad for you to even talk to them, imagine what it is to have that being 24/7 constantly running through your head. Just try and have that empathy and support them. And those who have depression get support. You need to find good friends. And don't turn to drugs. Don't do drugs, kids. But seriously, don't turn to drugs to self-medicate your depression. It's the worst thing you can do. Yeah, so I guess that's it.